So you know all that cash that you have? Well, I hate to say it, but it's no longer accepted. Many businesses have decided to go away from cash. They're going cashless, and this is hurting many Americans. Now, today I want to break down a story that's not actually happening here in the US, but many people are concerned that this is just a matter of time before many companies, even states, and even the federal government is going to decide that cash is a thing of the past, and now it's time to go cashless. So today I want to break down what's going on, how this is going to impact us in the future, why many businesses say going with cash is actually a bad idea. So again, I'm going to explain all this in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So the story that I want to bring you today, it's actually out of the UK. It's this one right here. Tesco bans cash transactions across UK in huge store shakeup. Says the supermarket chain claims the move will cut customer waiting times and improve shopping experiences. Here's what I think is interesting. Whenever I go into certain stores and they tell me, sorry, we don't accept that type of cash. They don't accept hundreds. Okay? Many stores will not accept a $100 bill. Now, what's interesting is I went to a KFC just earlier this week, and my total came up to $98. I paid, of course, with 100. Guess what they told me? Sorry, we don't accept hundreds. I said, okay, no, not a problem. That's fine. I paid with 250s. Guess what they told me after I handed them 250s? Sorry, we do not take anything over a $20 bill. Yeah. It's getting to that point where stores used to take hundreds, they take 50s. Now, $20 or less is what they would accept. Yeah, they are slowly going cashless. But here's what I think is interesting. Stores don't want to accept cash. Okay? They say it increases the transaction times of customers, and that if you just pay with a card, it would be much faster and it would be more smooth. Well, I went into another store just yesterday and they charged me $2.50 to use my debit card. Yeah. Didn't matter if it's a debit card or a credit card, it was going to cost $2.50 extra. However, they did take cash. However, you could only pay with 5s, 10s, or 20s. No 1s, no 50s, no 100s. That's what they were going to accept. Again, stores are putting restrictions on what you can pay with and pay for. Now, here's what I think is interesting. Look at this right here. Now, they've done different studies on this, and I wanted to pull this up because I'm pretty sure this Tender Greens business, they're out of business. Okay, but it says salad chains Tender Greens and Sweet Green found similar benefits from going cashless. Tender Greens estimates that cash transactions are 4 to 5 seconds slower than card transactions. And Sweet Green found that its cashless locations process 5 to 15% more transactions per hour. So here's what I think is interesting. It takes 4 to 5 seconds longer to do a cash transaction. 4 to 5 seconds. That's not much to pay with cash. But here's where we're going now. And this is why many Americans are furious. I experienced this the other day, and again, I was caught off guard. Look at this though. The Memphis Zoo, as of today, as of August 26th, 2024, is now rolling out a new cashless policy. Yeah, the Memphis Zoo. But it's this that I thought was, well, somewhat shocking. New York State Fair is using reverse ATMs, or what many people have called cash to card kiosks. Now, how do these work? And then I'm explaining my story. Well, look at this right here.
You load money into a kiosk like you see here, and within seconds, you can get a receipt confirming your conversion and a prepaid active card. Many of the prepaid cards are either MasterCard or Visa, and you can use them anywhere where those cards are accepted.
So this person is putting money into the machine. So if I have $100, I go to the cash to card kiosk or the reverse ATM. I put my cash in and it spits out a card. And that card I can use wherever I want to. But here's what I think is interesting. And this video was done over a year ago. Okay, this is the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, here's what I think is interesting about this. I recently had the opportunity, the unpleasant opportunity to experience something like this, where I went to this place, and that's all they had. They were cashless. But right outside the door, or technically inside the door, but right at the door, there was a machine just like this one. However, there was also a line. I seriously felt like I was in like one of the arcades where like you go to Dave and Buster's and you give them money and they give you a card, and then you can take that card and you can go to the different machines. That's what I felt like. I felt like a kid. That I had to go to this machine, put my money in, they're going to give me a card, and I can use that to go purchase things. That's how I felt. Now, here's why I bring this up, and this is why I'm bringing this to your attention. We are going more cashless, okay? And again, the reason why I think this is somewhat irritating, for number one, for elderly people that like to pay with cash. I don't usually carry a lot of cash around, but I have a bunch just sitting here that I need to take to the bank, so I'll take to the bank. But normally I don't carry cash. I usually pay with a credit card. For me, it's personally, I just feel it's safer in case you ever get scammed or there's something that goes on. I can call the company and say, hey, this wasn't me. And they'll put that money back on the card. But with cash, someone steals it from you, it's gone. So I do like cards for me personally. But here's what I don't like. And this happened to me many years ago. I went into a lender. I was going to get a home loan. And the lender asked me, can you print out the last 3 months or 6 months of all the transactions from your bank account? And I said, yes, I can do that. And so we went through it. And they're like, okay, well, why did you pay for this? What is this? Why do you have this amount of money coming into your account from an ATM machine's cash? Like, what's this for? Again, for a lot of people that don't know, I still do, but I used to heavily do reselling on eBay and Amazon. I'd go to thrift stores and go to garage sales. And again, garage sales, you pay with cash. So I'd have a lot of cash, and usually once a week, usually on like a Monday or Tuesday, I'd go to the bank and deposit all the cash that I didn't use for the weekend, and then Friday I'd go back and get it, right? Simple enough. And she kept asking, what is that? Why are you depositing all this cash? Why is there so much money coming into your bank account? And I simply said, well, this is why. Now, I had other accounts, and again, we're not getting to that, but here's the issue. The lender was asking me, what is this for? Why am I paying this? Well, oh, you eat out like 3 days a week. Why? Just think, if that wasn't a lender and that was your state or a federal government coming out and saying, well, you keep on putting cash deposits in your bank account. Why? Right? You keep on spending money at this location. Maybe you should stop doing that. Or just look at this. We've been talking about this for years, where if you go and you use a debit card or a credit card to purchase gas at a gas station, and you keep filling up your car, maybe the state's like, well, we need to charge you extra because you've been putting in so much gas in your car. That's probably meaning you're driving that car a lot. We should probably charge you more, right? Think about that for a second. Or governments say, oh, you've been traveling to, down to California. You travel to San Diego 3 or 4 times a year. Maybe, and again, I live in Washington State. What are you doing down there? Are you doing anything illegal? Any shady activity there? Right? And then they start bringing up all these questions. I don't, but again, it doesn't stop them from asking the questions. And that's why it's somewhat concerning, is now we're using machines like this. But again, it's just another machine that's going to give you a card that you can take that card and go and purchase whatever items you want with it. What's the difference by doing that or paying with cash? So again, this impacts the elderly who like paying with cash. It also impacts the poorer people in the country who are normally unbanked. They don't have a bank account. They don't have a card. They don't have a debit or a credit card. what do? They can't purchase any item or service at some of these places. That's part of the issue. So what's going on with this with Tesco over in the UK? That is somewhat interesting because we are going to be looking at this. And again, this article came out just 2 days ago on the 24th. So we are going to be looking at this and determining whether or not this works or it doesn't. If this works, that's my warning to you. We may be seeing more cashless businesses come to the United States very soon. So if we get any more information on this, if I hear any more updates on going cashless, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.